What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you give me just 15 minutes of your time, I'm going to tell you about why this one course in Toowoomba, Queensland, Australia is one of the best disc golf courses I've ever played, as well as one of the most difficult, at least for me anyway. As I recap my experience from the second stop on the Queensland Disc Golf Tour, the Garden City Open, let's get into it. One of the things that makes Toowoomba so interesting and challenging is that it's 700 meters above sea level, which is fairly significant. Now, one of the main reasons why I love this course so much is that you have half of the course, which is this beautiful, open, rolling hills, undulations, and elevation changes. And then you hop over to the other side, which has, as you can see, tight wooded fairways, lots of trees, and really skinny gaps. So it challenges both parts of the game, and you've got to be on both in order to take out the title here. I had an awesome practice round on the Saturday with these guys. Then explored the beautiful Queen's Park in the afternoon, which is a lovely open park, one of Toowoomba's main attractions. And it has these beautiful flowers as well, which when in proper season, which they weren't here, are an amazing attraction. And I'll tell you what, in that open part, I reckon some disc golf baskets would be great. It was nice to bring my wife to check this out, and if you're there in October, September, it's the place to be. Woke up in the middle of the night though to a crazy thunderstorm and thought that could mean trouble for the next day. Thankfully though, it wasn't raining, although it was quite foggy, however, not as foggy as last year. Toowoomba always draws a great crowd because the tournament is very well run. Hey Jack. So here we're on to hole 1 of round 1. It's actually hole 10 on the course because we did a shotgun start, and it's a pretty tight gap, low ceiling to start with on the technically more wooded side of the course, and I snuck through. I don't even know how I got through there, but managed to miss my line and get down there for a circle 2 putt for the birdie. This is a hole that I'm not too stressed if I get par because it's pretty tough. It'd be nice to get it, but as you can see there, my putting, even though it felt good in the warm-up, was not firing there. On to the open side now, hole 11. This is a birdie that I would want to get every time. There is a left to right slope, which makes it tricky, and OB left and right, but it's pretty open. And I put that one just a little bit short with my Big Z Onyx, but in a good spot for the birdie. That was unfortunately left and early the whole way, and I'm glad I didn't video it, but I actually somehow missed the tap-in putt there from about a few feet away. So that's a bogey through 2 holes to start the round, not the way I was hoping. This hole is a really fun hole. You're throwing downhill and the basket's perched right on the edge of the hillside. I threw the ringer zone there, kept it in bounds, but it was quite short, leaving me with this decision as to whether I go for it or lay up. I went for it, and thankfully it sat down, so not a great attempted putt, but I love the use of the slopes on that hole. Now this is one of my favorite holes. It's a big par 5, and this year they actually made the OB really, really tight, and it comes in tight left and right. And actually, as you get closer to the basket, it gets tighter. So I'm just trying to rip my nuke here and get lots of distance, but somehow turned it over a lot, and it just never came back, which was quite surprising because I thought it would be a bit more stable, but it has gone out of bounds a long way. So now I'm really just trying to get into a good spot here to get up and down for the par on this par 5, because par is still salvageable at this point. And I'm just not sure. You can see here I'm just questioning all my decisions because I don't want to go out of bounds again. So I'm throwing my force on a flex line, and actually a pretty great shot. I thought that it had cleared the OB by quite a lot, but it actually was somewhat close, which you can't quite see here, but I only just made it in. But I'm in the middle of the fairway. I've got a downhill shot, OB right, OB left, OB about 6 to 8 meters behind the basket. I'm going with my Quake, but I just released it really early, and it skidded OB left. So that's 2 OBs on this one hole, where in practice I had a little chip, possible eagle. And I'm sad I didn't actually have my camera out because I did an amazing 25 meter jump putt to save the bogey on that hole, which is pretty impressive, but I'm a little bit rattled at this point in the round. This is a really short hole. I'm throwing my ringer zone again. It's an island with OB just behind the basket, and thankfully I caught that tree because it was going OB long. But I've got a putt here from inside circle 1, I want to say, for the birdie. I love this hole. It's like a cheap little shot, but if you go short, you're OB. If you go long, you're OB. And just coming up short. So I don't think I've got a birdie yet in the round. Still hunting for that. Onto this hole, which is probably my favorite hole in the course. It's a par 4. You want to get your first drive just way out there, inside the Mando, which is on the right-hand side, and then not skip too far left. So it's pretty touchy. I thought this was fine, but it got a little bit of a skid. It was close to the OB, but thankfully inbounds. And here's my beautiful wife, who came to support the whole time. I've got to give her a shout out. I really appreciate her coming out, rocking the Circle 1 polo there, Circle 1 tee, I should say, as well. Now, as you can see here, I have a decision to make. The basket is just tucked away down in this little gap down there, and I could go over all the OB and risk that, or I could play wide and safe and go a bit straighter. I'm deciding to go over it, clip a tree, but thankfully that slowed it down just enough, and I'm actually basically parked there for the birdie. So challenging hole, but I managed to execute it quite well there if I can make this putt. And there we go, first birdie of the day. Pretty stoked about that one. Getting the cheers from Jose. Now this hole, you're throwing down a hill and then back up the hill, and all you want to do is just keep it right and away from the bushes on the left. Otherwise you'll be scrambling for a par and a likely bogey. So I'm taking my quake again, ripping it out to the right, and it's a little bit wider than I'm hoping, but this is a birdie that you don't want to avoid bogey. A par's okay, but you'd love a birdie. And I've basically gone pin high, but a little bit long. And just before this, actually, Rob on my card did an amazing forehand throw in from the bottom of the hill for birdie. So I'm kind of just like, how do I compare with that? I'm going to airball a putt. Thank you very much. I should mention too that the open side of the course is actually temporary. The only permanent holes are the wooded holes. However, they have gotten approval to put baskets in the open side too, which is amazing. Course hole 18, 130-ish meter rip of a shot, OB left. At this point in the round, I wanted to get something going, so I tried to go for it and just skipped OB left. Managed to make the putt though for par, so I'm happy about that. Hole 1 here, final of the open holes. The basket is between the two trees, and there's actually hazard about all the way down the fairway, and then a Circle 1 radius around the basket. And I threw my zone on a forehand, sorted off very early, but managed to keep it in play, in bounds, not in the hazard. So here I've got Circle's edge putt for the birdie on this cool elevated basket. And that's the best putting stroke we've seen all day. I couldn't make the tap-ins and the shorter ones, but made the long elevated one to get a birdie on the board. So not the start I'd wanted, because I definitely wanted to be a few under through those open holes. I couldn't quite do that. But now we head into the very tight sequence of holes, probably the 3 hardest holes in a row we'll see all year. This is just over 100 meter, really tight shot, OB left, really hard to get all the way to the basket, although I actually pushed out, took my flippy onyx there and turned it over a bit, but I just didn't want to go OB left, so I've given myself a bit of a step putt again for the birdie. Great line, sat there. I'll take a par on that hole, not expecting to birdie that one at all. It would be nice. And then this hole, I'm definitely not expecting to birdie. It's even longer, and the shot, I don't even know what shot it calls for. So I'm just trying to lay up here with my captain's raptor, get it into a good spot, and then chip up and take the par, move on. But I've decided to throw it much harder than needed and on a crazy angle, and it's actually gone OB. Worst possible scenario. So this is where my pitch up ended up. So this is for bogey, I believe. And I'm just taking a zone, trying to get it close to the basket. And that's not close when your putting's feeling trash. Sorry to interrupt the video, but I just wanted to say really quickly, thank you all so much for 400 subscribers. It is amazing to see this community growing, and I only hope it can go onwards and upwards. But in order to celebrate the 400 subscribers that we've got, I'm doing a giveaway, because as promised, every 100 subscribers up until 1,000, we're doing a giveaway, and there's lots more things in store to come. But for this giveaway, one of you can win a voucher for Circle 1. In case you are unaware, Circle 1 are one of my sponsors, and I am super honored to be an ambassador for them. They make amazing apparel. If you haven't seen it, it's all the stuff that I've been wearing in the videos. This hat is one example of an item. They do caps, amazing perforated caps that are perfect for disc golf. And it's apparel that is designed specifically for disc golf. They have stuff you can wear on the course as well as stuff that you can wear off the course. And I basically wear that all the time. They make sure that it is of the highest quality, every item. I'll show you a few things that we've got. As I mentioned, the hat here, there are all of these different polos, and there's new ones coming out soon too. But here you've got the grandma's couch one. This is one of my personal favorites with the blade collar. Very, very nice. That's a fun one. You'll notice all the designs stand out there, and if you want to stand out on the course, circle one is the way to go. You got this, forget what it's called, but a nice design. This has got a normal collar on it. And then one of my other personal favorites, the space polo. So those are some of the polos you can wear. As I said, there's t-shirts too, which you've probably seen in some videos before. They've also had these new hoodies come out. These are just so soft, amazing quality. Not too warm, these are a bit lighter, but just a beautiful embroidered logo and simple design. You can get some hoodies, you can get hats, you can get anything that you need for your disc golf game there. To enter into the giveaway, all you have to do is like the video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and then comment down below what is the favorite course that you have played. I'd love to read through those comments, and if you do all those things right, then you're going to the draw and I'll select a winner in a couple of weeks' time. But if you want to get some sweet Circle 1 gear for yourself anyway, you can use the link that's in the description down below. Use my code there, it'll give you 10% off your order, which is huge. It supports me and gets you some sweet gear. Good luck in the giveaway. Let's get back to the video. So I have gone not very well through these holes, and I'm starting to feel a little bit deflated. And even the basket on this hole is about 120 meters uphill through a tight gap. So this is a insane, I think it's even longer than that maybe, but insane par 3. I take my nuke, rip it, kind of get it through the gap. It's a little bit early, but gets me up there a decent ways. But again, I'm not actually expecting to birdie this one. Gonna give it a run. I'm not expecting to birdie this one. A par I'm happy with, because I think it takes an incredible shot. Oh, sunny's come off, hat comes off. Not bad, we'll take a tap in par on this hole. This is a slightly more open hole. This is definitely one that you do want to birdie. It's downhill, 80 something meter, left to right shot. I'm taking my zone, but I just released it so early, and not one of my shots are feeling confident at the moment. So I'm quite disappointed in myself, because this is a very, very gettable hole. There's not much that you have to do to get a birdie here, but I'm just going to take my putter, toss it down there, and just take a par, which I'm quite frustrated about at this point in the round. Now onto one of my other favorite holes. It's a little bit more open, this one, so you can rip it through the gap. There's a Mando on the left that you have to go past, I should say, and take my nuke, and that's missing the Mando. Thankfully though, it catches it and drops straight down, but it's not in a good spot. It's a par 4, you have to just push through there, and then it's almost a dog leg left to the basket. So if you can get past the Mando tree, you're looking pretty good. I didn't. The basket's way around to the left, as you can see there. So I'm taking my passion here on a forehand roller and just throwing it down around the Mando, hoping that it will curve around and give me some sort of a look. And honestly, I don't know if I could have done much better than that. It put me behind the tree, so not in the best spot. I'm trying to go, which side do I take, left or right? So this course makes you think, it makes you have decisions, and I really like that. I'm just trying to flick my putter in there. I actually felt like I could have made that if I gave it a bit of a better bid, but unfortunately couldn't capitalize on that one there. And this hole is super tight. The basket's through these myriad of trees. There's Mando left, Mando right. You've got to go in the middle of them. And actually in practice, Ross suggested that I throw, a buzz type disc that's just going to go straight and then maybe finish at the end. And I did that, caught the final tree, but still give myself a look at the birdie here. And honestly, that's a pretty successful shot to get that far down. Again, I'm not really hoping for a birdie, but I feel like it is a gettable hole if you can just hit that gap. Unfortunately, couldn't make it, but made a nice putt from the knee to save the par. Now this hole, you'd be thinking this is where the drive is from, but no, I actually hit one of the first available trees, and this is my second shot on the par 3, and it was not a good one. Turned it way too far over, and again, that's a very simple shot that you'd want to be getting a birdie look at least a par look, but this is my par look, throwing the roach, just trying to give it a soft bid, and not very close at all, so we'll take another bogey, unfortunately. And it's disappointing because I actually had quite a few good shots in practice and was feeling really good, but for some reason came into the tournament and everything was falling apart. This is a par 4. I'm taking my Onyx. I'm trying to throw a flex line, turn it over. Oh my goodness. That hit so early, but they managed to just redirect it into almost a very good landing zone where I can pitch up and down for my birdie look. So I got very fortunate there, but just nothing was really clicking. I was early, I was late, nothing was going really well. And even that shot there wasn't great, but it's given me maybe just inside circle look for the birdie. And this is my final hole of round 1. Trying to finish off strong here to end what has not been a very good round. Whew. Not a good putt, but it snuck in left side. Feels good to get that one to finish the round. You can see there, not a great putt. And I ended up, after round 1, in 4th place. I was +2, so 6 strokes off the lead. And although I didn't play nearly as well as I would have liked, I still really love this course. It's beautiful, and it challenges every part of your game, including the mental side. It forces you to throw all different types of shots, and you've got to be good both in the woods and in the open. So if you're ever in the area, I highly encourage you to check this course out. But from what you've seen in this video, what do you think of it? And how does it compare to your favorite course? Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please leave any feedback for me down below. Don't forget to enter that giveaway, comment down below, like and subscribe. I appreciate you all. I hope that you've enjoyed, and I hope that you have had a wonderful day. Make sure you make it great for somebody else too, and we'll catch you in the next one.